There was in the 17th and 18th century a Bristolian by the name of Edward Colston, a merchant who made a lot of money. And some of that he made legitimately, and some of it he made out of the Atlantic slave trade. Now, many people benefited from his generosity and kindness. But we need to look at the whole of that man's life. And it may well be that people have a point that halls and hospitals and schools that are named after that man should perhaps think about his legacy and the best way to commemorate it. And some people took great exception to his statue, and they knocked it over and they threw it into Bristol Harbour. Honestly, I don't think, although I can understand the anger, I don't think that's a very mature or a very helpful way to deal with past wrongs. There is slavery in the world today. What are we doing about it? Little boys and little girls are slaves today so that I can have cheap chocolate. Do I care about that? Will I do anything about that? Will I change my behaviour to end slavery of people who are sold as sex slaves today? Some of those who toppled that statue into Bristol Harbour may have been on a trip to Amsterdam and may have used girls who have been trafficked from Central and Eastern Europe or Russia. Well, that's called hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. Down with hate and down with injustice. Down with slavery and down with humbug. And there's a lot of humbug in the world today about sending the right signals on social media and hating the right people whom we're supposed to hate. Our religion teaches us not to hate anyone. Our religion teaches us to forgive our enemies and to love those who treat us with spite. Christianity is an anti-hate religion. That's really important. Christianity is against hate. Not that we excuse injustice. Indeed, we want to fight for a just world and we want to deal with racial injustice. But chucking a statue of Baden-Powell into Poole Harbour is easy. Fighting people trafficking is difficult. Fighting for decent wages is difficult. Fighting for good schools, fighting for treatments, for addictions, that's difficult. Eradicating food poverty, that's difficult. Standing up for women in women's refuges, that's difficult. It's easy to turn your Facebook page black. It's easy to march and shout and spit at a policeman, but grow up. Change the world. Don't just posture. Don't just be a poser. Make the world different by following Jesus, who transforms the world for the poor and for the weak. Down with the haters. Let him that is without sin topple the first statue.